The Mechanic, a movie from 1972, is a thrilling tale of a hitman who teaches his trade to an eager young apprentice. This film takes you on a ride through the life of a professional assassin filled with unexpected turns and intense moments. As we dive into the story, you'll find out many surprising, funny, and even sad facts about the movie. Now, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Do you remember the first time you watched The Mechanic? Maybe it was with friends or family, and it left a strong impression on you. And what about a special memory you have related to this movie? It could be anything from a quote that stuck with you to a scene that you can't forget. We're curious to hear about your experiences. Your stories and memories are important to us, and we'd love for you to share them in the comments below. Let's bring those moments back to life and see how this movie touched your life. So, keep watching and let's start this journey together. The Mechanic is a movie from 1972 about a skilled hitman named Arthur Bishop. He lives in a world where he must follow strict rules and complete his missions with precision. The story takes place in various locations, including Bishop's lavish home and the places where he carries out his assignments. Bishop is a master at his craft, but he starts to question his life choices when he takes on a young apprentice, Steve McKenna. This relationship changes Bishop's routine and challenges his solitary lifestyle. The film is known for its action scenes and the mentor-apprentice dynamic between the main characters. It did not win major awards, but has become a favorite among fans of action movies. In the action-packed landscape of cinema, Charles Bronson emerged as a significant figure. While he was in consideration for the lead in Die Hard, his existing contract prevented the switch. Meanwhile, Keenan Wynn brought his talents to the stage for troops in Asia during World War II. The film also featured a daring motorcycle stunt, with a rider launching off a cliff at Indian Dunes, showcasing the thrilling possibilities of practical effects in filmmaking. In a subtle nod to the era, the backdrop of the opening scene is adorned with a poster of Sally Sheffield, the playmate of May 1969, setting a tone of contrast against the unfolding drama. Jan-Michael Vincent, who later became known for his role in The World's Greatest Athlete, began his journey in the entertainment industry with television roles, eventually stepping into the film arena with a Mexican movie in 1967. Charles Bronson, a familiar face in the industry, has the distinction of starring in 3 films deemed significant enough by the Library of Congress to be preserved in the National Film Registry, including House of Wax, The Magnificent Seven, and Once Upon a Time in the West. These films are celebrated not just for their entertainment value, but also for their cultural, historical, and aesthetic importance. Keenan Wynn, a seasoned actor, shared the screen with Janet Leigh in a series of films spanning 2 decades, showcasing a dynamic partnership. Meanwhile, Charles Bronson, known for his tough guy persona, was once in the running for roles that ultimately went to Gregory Peck, hinting at the diverse paths his career could have taken. Bronson's distinct voice and demeanor left such an impression that they inspired a character on the long-running animated series The Simpsons, reflecting his influence beyond the silver screen. In the final act, the backdrop shifts to the historic city of Naples in Italy, where the concluding sequences unfold. Charles Bronson, the lead actor, brought a personal history that enriched his portrayal of characters familiar with the underground. His early life was spent in the coal mines of western Pennsylvania, an experience he shared with his Lithuanian immigrant family. This background inadvertently prepared him for a significant role in The Great Escape, where he played a character adept at tunneling. Despite the set being a cutaway, Bronson's claustrophobia, stemming from a childhood mining accident, limited his time on set. The film's production was initially in the hands of Martin Pohl, known for The Lion in Winter, indicating a shift in direction before its completion. In the early 1970s, Charles Bronson emerged as a prominent figure in action cinema, frequently collaborating with director Michael Winner. Their partnership produced 6 films, starting with Chato's Land, and including the notable action thriller in question. Bronson's influence extended beyond the screen. He was instrumental in casting decisions, notably ensuring a role for his wife, Jill Ireland. His commitment to the film was such that he was prepared to leave the project if his casting conditions were not met, demonstrating his significant leverage with the producers. The passing of Robert Vaughn in 2016 marked the end of an era, as he was the last of the actors from The Magnificent Seven to depart, a film that had showcased Bronson's talents early in his career. In a notable television appearance, Billy Graham shared that he watched a film with his young adult son, highlighting a moment of bonding over a cinematic experience. Charles Bronson, a prominent actor of his time, is recognized for his skill in portraying complex characters, including those with a unique ability to read lips, as seen in 2 of his films separated by over a decade. His career and the roles he chose are documented in detail in a biography that spans several years of his life, offering insights into his professional journey and the characters he brought to life on screen. In a tale of calculated precision, the life toll stands at 25. Central to the narrative is a painting, The Garden of Earthly Delights, a notable work by Hieronymus Bosch housed in Madrid's Museo del Prado. The saga unfolds in Los Angeles, where the initial target resides at 300 East 5th Street. Directly opposite, a hotel once served as a strategic point for surveillance and planning. However, it has since made way for the Los Angeles mission, marking a transformation of the locale's purpose and history. Inside the home of the lead character, a vintage pinball machine, Gottlieb's Pleasure Island from 1962, stands out as a piece of classic entertainment. The film's script underwent significant changes before the final version. The original draft penned by Louis John Carlino depicted a homosexual relationship between the main characters, which led to challenges in funding and casting. Notably, actor George C. Scott declined the script due to this aspect. Additionally, Charles Bronson, who played the lead role, was once considered for a part in the Delta Force, which ultimately became Lee Marvin's last acting role. In his later years, Charles Bronson formed a significant partnership with director J. Lee Thompson, resulting in a series of films that spanned over a decade. Their collaboration included titles like 10 to Midnight, Cabo Blanco, and Death Wish for the Crackdown, among others. This period marked a prolific phase in Bronson's career, showcasing a range of themes and characters. In one of his notable roles, he used a Questar telephoto lens, a detail that reflects the era's approach to product placement in films. Meanwhile, Jan Michael Vincent, another prominent actor of the time, later gained notoriety for his appearance on the Howard Stern radio show, where he was humorously awarded for an incoherent interview. These elements together paint a picture of the film industry's landscape during that era, characterized by enduring collaborations and the emerging influence of media personalities. In their 16th collaboration, Charles Bronson and his wife, actress Jill Ireland, shared the screen once more, with Ireland portraying a character far removed from her off-screen persona. Bronson's past experiences, including a battle with claustrophobia from his time in the coal mines, and his artistic skills influenced his portrayals in previous films, adding depth to his roles. Similarly, Jill Ireland's connections to The Great Escape extended beyond the screen, as both her former and current spouses were part of the iconic film's cast. These personal elements brought a unique authenticity to their performances.